Isa pong mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. Welcome to the very first episode of the newly launched Knowledge Exchange activity na handog po sa inyo ng DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. Ito po ang Research Talk. And for its very first episode, we will be talking about business in research for development, technology business incubation. Joining us today is the focal person of the DA BAR's ATBA program. We have Engineer Edsel Princess Pilibang. And we also have the DA Cagayan Valley Research Center's ADEPT TBI Manager. We have Sir Mark Patrick P. Atabay. Hello, sir. Aside from the known funding support that the Bureau grants its research for development partners, there's this special program which is called as the Agricultural Technology Business Incubation. But before we dig deep into this ATBI, let's first get to know saan nga ba nagmula, ano-anong mga ahensya, at yun nga, paano nagsimula itong TBI? Engineer Edsel?
Yung concept ng technology business incubation, kung titingnan mo siya sa literature, nag-start siya around 1950s from the US. Nag-evolve na siya over time, pero yung main purpose niya na i-promote yung technology transfer and development and i-push yung technology-based entrepreneurial growth para doon sa mga target incubatees. It still remains. Ganun pa din yung target niya. As far as I know, yung technology business incubation dito sa Pilipinas, ang first government agency na nag-implement is yung Department of Science and Technology. Yung first TBI projects nila mainly focuses on common service facilities. Over the years, nag-evolve din yung implementation ng kanilang program, and to date, meron silang 2 sectoral councils na nag-i-implement ng TBI, PSHERD and PICARD. So, nag-evolve na sila, hindi lang sila nag-o-offer ng facilities, nagpo-provide na din sila ng training and mentorship, marketing, and linkages through networking.
Okay, so TBI has been existing over the years.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about paano naman napasok or paano naisama ang TBI bilang isa po sa mga thematic programs ng ating ahensya.
So yung technology business incubation kasi widely recognized siya as a powerful economic tool. Kasi sinasabi nila na yung economic impact ng isang technology, mararamdaman mo lang siya kung na-adapt noong mga intended users yung technology. So yun kasi mainly yung nagiging focus ng ating technology business incubation program. As early as 2015, meron ng mga initiatives ang DA BAR na mag-organize ng isang TBI program. Pero yung conceptualization, nangyari lang siya noong 2020. Then, noong 2021, then Senator Pangilinan sponsored a program, a 100 million project, which focuses on entrepreneurship among farmers and including yung technology business incubation. So, doon nag-start yung pilot implementation ng DA BAR ng Technology Business Incubation Program. So, sa DE Regional Field Office 2, isa sila sa mga pilot implementers ng ating TBI programs dito sa ating bureau. Nakita nung management yung potential ng TBI program na i-push yung mission and vision ng BAR. So, noong sumunod na taon, noong 2022, in-include na siya as one of the banner programs ng ating bureau. Meron na siyang allocated na annual funding.
Ayan, thank you, Engineer. This gets interesting, kasi for quite a long time, yung mga agencies po na mention kanina ni Engineer Edsel they've been implementing projects under this particular program. And then, in-adopt or in-include po siya as banner program ng ating ahensya. Now, let's get to know more. Mas kilalanin pa po natin yung ATBI. Paano ba talaga nag-work itong Agricultural Technology Business Incubation? Ano ba yung objectives nito? Sino ba yung incubator? At sino ba yung mga incubatees? And ano ba yung roles nila? Engineer Edsel?
Yung main kasi na goal ng ATBI program ng DA BAR is to increase yung capacities ng mga research for development agencies kagaya ng, for example, ng DA Regional Field Office 2 to assist and manage agri-fishery-based technology business enterprises. So basically, yung program natin, meron siyang dalawang types ng beneficiaries. First is yung mga implementing agencies natin, kagaya ng agency ni Sir Patrick. Sila yung directly na nakaka-access ng grants natin. Sa kanila tayo nagda-download ng funds, sila yung mag-i-implement ng TBI program. So sila yung tinatawag natin na incubator. Then, yung second type of beneficiary natin under the program is yung ating mga farmers and fisher folks. Under an ATBI program, tinatawag natin silang incubatees. So, yung ating mga farmers and fisher folks, ine-enroll natin sila as incubatees doon sa mga respective TBI programs. And sila yung nakaka-access ng technologies, facilities, or services, or kung ano yung kayang i-offer ng ating mga implementing agencies.
Ayan, let me now shift to Sir Pat. Sir Pat, sa dinami-dami ng magaganda at matagumpay na mga projects po na naririnig ko na na-implement po ng DA-CVRC, we would like to hear, bilang researcher, ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng ATBI program sa iba pang mga projects na ini-implement ng mga implementing agencies kagaya po ninyo, Sir Pat?
So, eto no, sasagutin ko tong question na to in two ways. So, one is through the point of view of the researchers that we have in CVRC, and of course sa ating mga stakeholders which is yung farmers and our fisher folks. So for the first one, yung researchers po natin is that ang kinagandahan po kasi nito ay it's actually establishing a whole new entity or an entire office solely dedicated to pursue or implement technology commercialization initiatives. So this means that yung researchers po natin sa CVRC would be left doing just the research part, and then we let the TBI handle the technology commercialization, technology transfer, and of course yung technology promotion initiatives that we have. So that's one. And of course for our stakeholders po, ang kinaganda po kasi nitong TBI nito at kaibahan din po talaga is yung incubation approach po natin sinasabi. Meron tayong incubators para yung eggs ipapasok po natin sa incubators natin, and then ginagawa niya is pinagpo-provide po siya ng ideal environment for the egg in order for them to hatch. So kapag sa businesses naman, gumagamit sila ng incubators para po mas mapalaki yung chance na mas madami po yung itlog na papipisa talaga. At ganun po yung ginagawa natin. Pero hindi po itlog, hindi itlog yung pinapasok natin dun sa incubator natin, kundi mga businesses. Kasi nagpo-provide po tayo ng ideal environment para sa kanila through our services, yung mga facilities natin na later on I feel like madi-discuss pa naman po natin. So yun po yung difference, and of course yung talagang nasasabi natin na nililimliman po kasi natin. So parang mas inahin po yung approach natin.
Ayan, thank you so much, Sir Pat. Napakagandang analogy, Maybe later I'll be elaborating on that. Ngayon, balik tayo kay Ma'am Etzel, Because DA-BAR is mandated to ensure that all technologies generated through research for development projects na sinusuportahan po natin have to be maximized, have to be utilized. Now, my question, Ma'am Etzel, is how do we ensure that in these programs, mature technologies will be transferred to our beneficiaries? In this particular program, yung beneficiaries natin, tinatawag nating incubatees.
Yung sa pag-ensure na mag-transfer yung technology doon sa ating mga target users, inherent siya doon sa design ng program. Nung pilot implementation kasi noong TBI program, isinabak agad natin yung ating mga implementing agencies sa pag-implement ng TBI program. And during an assessment that was conducted in 2021, na-realize ng implementing agencies, na-realize ni BAR na teka, parang may kulang. So the management decided na gawing ladderized yung approach noong ating programa. So meron siyang tatlong components. Yung first component is yung pre-seed, yung second component is yung seed, and yung third component is yung acceleration. So doon sa first component, yung ating pre-seed, so dito yung mga implementing agencies, magko-conduct sila ng feasibility study. So sa pag-conduct nila ng feasibility study, i-assess nila ano ba yung meron sa kanila na resources in terms of manpower, services that they can offer, ano yung mga technologies na meron sila, ano yung mga facilities na meron sila. Then, nagkakaroon na din sila kasi ng initial scanning sa market. So, dito sa area namin, sino-sino ba yung mga potential namin na pwedeng i-engage na mga farmers para i-cater yung mga needs nila. So, part siya ng pag-conduct ng feasibility study. And nagkakaroon din ng mga benchmarking activities doon sa mga successful na mga TBIs. So, dito kasi sa atin, ang nauna na mag-implement talaga ng mga TBI programs ay yung mga state universities and colleges. So, yun, nagkakaroon ng benchmarking. Then from there, i-assess ng ating mga implementing agencies, ano ba yung kulang para ma-reach namin yung level na makakapag-offer kami ng services sa aming mga target clients. So, yun yung doon mag-e-end yung implementation ng component 1. So, magde-design din sila initially nung inputs nila for the operations manual. Kasi yung operations manual, doon naman nakadetalye kung paano nila talaga patatakbuhin yung kanilang programa ng TBI. After nun, kapag na-complete nila yung component 1, so mag-move sila doon sa seed investment, yung ating component 2. So dito naman, lahat ng mga na-identify nila na gaps during the implementation of component 1, so ano ba yung mga kailangan i-upgrade, ano ba yung mga trainings na kailangan ng mga program, so i-conduct yon. Tapos, recognizing na possibly hindi lahat ng expertise ay nandoon sa implementing agency, nagkakaroon din sila ng networking activities. So, kailangan nila makapag-establish ng partnerships. So, sa implementation ng program natin, we highly encourage them na, lalo na kung mayroong mga malalapit na mga state universities and colleges, is mag-complement sila sa offering ng program. So, yun yung coverage nung ating component 2. During this component 2, nagkakaroon na din sila ng assessment. Ano-ano ba yung mga technologies? Kasi yung assessment in terms ng ilan na ba dito yung napa-adapt natin, alin ba dito yung mga okay na siya, ready na siya, pero hindi pa natin na ilalabas. So yon, nagkakaroon sila ng assessment doon. Then, part din ng implementation ng component 2 is yung preparation ng business plan and yung sustainability plan. Then, upon completion nun, pag na-address na lahat ng gaps, na-design na nila yung mga programs, including yung modules, ano ba yung mga i-offer nila na trainings para dun sa mga potential incubatees. So, na-design na nila yun na yung end ng component 2. Doon sa component 3, yung acceleration, doon pa lang talaga nag-start yung full implementation ng TBI programs. So, mag-enroll sila ng mga incubatees, i-offer nila yung kanilang services, and hanggang sa makagraduate sila, depending on the design of the modules. Siguro yung gusto kong i-highlight doon sa implementation ng TBI program kasi, naka-tailor fit kasi yung ibibigay mo na intervention doon sa yung mga incubatees. So, doon sa implementation natin ng TBI program, wala tayong binibigay na sinasabi natin kay na implementing agencies na, ito yung gawin nyo. Guide lang yung binibigay natin na, ito, kailangan meron kayong facilities, meron kayong technologies, meron kayong mga trainings na ipoprovide. Pero kung anong klase ng trainings yung ipoprovide nila, paano nila i-carry out yun, it's being decided by the implementing agency kasi mas sila yung nakakaalam kung ano dapat yung implementasyon na gawin. So yun din siguro yung magandang i-highlight sa implementation ng ATBI kasi tinatransform natin yung pag-transfer ng technology, ini-ensure natin na market-driven. Ima-match natin ano ba yung kailangan nila, ano ba yung meron sila SERPAT as an implementing agency. So, yun.
In connection to that, Engineer Edsel, a while ago you've mentioned na ang mga nauna talagang nag-implement ng TBI or ATBI are actually the SUCs. Now my question is, syempre we may be capturing the attention or interest ng ating mga partners. Sino ba yung pwedeng maging partner ng DA-BAR sa pag-i-implement ng ATBI projects?
Actually, meron tayo naman sa ngayon, yung funds na allotted talaga for the ATBI program, exclusive siya for the DA Regional Field Offices. Pero meron naman tayong ibang funding windows na pwedeng ma-access ng mga state universities and colleges na pwede silang mag-package ng TBI proposal. Pero yung gusto kong i-highlight, for state universities and colleges, ang pino-provide lang natin na funding support is yung sa component 3. Yung acceleration, implementation talaga ng TBI program kasi may assumption tayo sa DA-BAR na meron na silang na-access na grants from other funding agencies na nagpo-provide ng TBI funds.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Edsel. Now, fast tracking with the very, very good design ng ATBI na talagang in-identify natin kung ano yung commodity, kung ano ba yung pangangailangan ng ating mga farmers or fishers. Fast tracking dun sa implementation. How do we say, or when do we say, that the implementation of an ATBA project is indeed successful?
So, nung kinonceptualize natin yung ATBI program ng DA-BAR, nagkaroon din tayo ng workshop with the implementing agencies on the results framework. So, yung pinaka-aim kasi talaga natin sa implementation ng ATBI program is magkaroon ng isang environment na supportive sa agripreneurship. Gusto nating i-transform kasi yung ating mga farmers into agripreneurs. And gusto natin merong isang environment for them na maaalagaan talaga sila. Para ma-achieve yon yung mga yung goal na yon ng program. So, meron tayong mga sinet na mga indicators. So, yung some of the indicators that we are currently using is yung kung ilan ba yung na-enroll nila na mga incubatees, ilan ba yung mga technologies na na-transfer nila, ilan ba yung mga partnerships na na-establish nila with other agencies to complement yung offering nila ng program. Then one step higher, siguro mga 3 to 5 years na implementation ng TBI program, gusto nating makita ilan ba talaga yung enterprises na na-establish gamit yung mga technologies na na-develop ng mga implementing agencies natin gaya ng DA Regional Field Office 2. And another step further pa, ilan ba dito sa mga na pag-graduate natin yung nagso-survive pa rin talaga? As in, continuous pa rin yung operations nila. So, yun yung mga indicators na gusto nating tingnan. And gusto kong i-highlight na yun din siguro yung isa sa importante sa implementation ng Technology Business Incubation Program. Kailangan talaga nating i-monitor yung movement ng ating mga incubatees. Kasi, at the onset kasi, hindi ganun ka-clear agad yung impact ng implementation ng ATBI program. So, we really have to document it. Kailangan talaga at the start of the implementation of the project, clearly nakalatag na lahat ng mga gusto natin na i-measure. Dito kasi sa implementation ng ATBI, meron ka kasing dalawang level na tinitingnan eh. Yung success ng implementation as an incubator. So, kung gaano ba sila kagaling sa pagne-network, gaano ba sila kagaling sa pagta-transfer ng mga technologies nila, sa pag-generate na din ng technologies. And pangalawa, dun sa level naman ng incubatees, yung mga nata-transfer ba nila na technology is nagagamit ba talaga, effective ba talaga yung mga trainings na napoprovide nila, nakakapag-create ba or nakakapag-upgrade ba sila ng mga enterprises. So yun yung dalawang level ng success na kailangan nating tingnan. Kasi possibly, hindi sila ganun ka-successful as an incubator, pero pag tinignan mo yung mga incubatees nila, okay, and vice versa.
Ayan, thank you so much. Very, very important yan, especially to our viewers, yung mga R4D partners natin na, syempre, upon conception ng kanilang project na sana ay mapondohan under this program ay ito yung mga target nila. And it's very important, yung na-mention ni Engineer Edsel na after all these indicators, we can have it maybe simplified or laymanized na if we would like to classify our implementation as to be successful, parang dalawa lang, Yung implementation mo ba successful? And then, siguro mas importante yung pangalawa, na yung mga gumraduate ba through the program, yung mga na-produce ba natin, nasaan na sila? Paano na bago yung buhay nila? Natulungan ba natin sila? So, that per se, that really defines how or when do we classify or when do we say na yung implementation natin is successful. And I believe this should make more sense, kasi we can be talking about indicators, objectives, so on and so forth throughout the day, Pero it will make more sense kung meron tayong concrete na halimbawa. And napakapalad po natin ngayong umaga kasi we have Sir Pat, isa sa ating po mga R4D partners na alam natin na naging maganda yung pagkaka-implement po ng kanilang project under the program. Sir Pat, pwede mo ba kaming kwentuhan pa tungkol sa inyo pong ADEPT TBA program? And baka pwedeng kwentuhan mo na rin kami about your experience and even the challenges?
What we did to start yung TBI namin was to think of a name talaga. No? So, hindi talaga namin siya pinangalanan ng DACVRC TBI or DARFO2 TBI. But pinangalanan natin siyang, nag-isip kami, ano po yung word that would effectively capture what yung ideals namin as a incubator. So yun, naisip po namin yung word na ADEPT. So that's why we went with ADEPT TBI. It's actually an acronym for Agribusiness and Developed Process Products Technology Business Incubator. But digging deeper, pinili rin namin yung word kasi if you look dun sa ating dictionary po, yung adept means to be skilled or proficient at something. And we actually think that the word perfectly encapsulates what we want for us. Unang-una dun sa as a TBI management team, we want to be adept in actually operating a TBI, kasi para mas ma-deliver talaga namin ng mas magandang services namin. And second, we want our incubatees to embody being adept dun sa kanilang mga enterprises. And lastly, yung word na adept kasi it comes from a Latin word that means to obtain, and it encapsulates yung act of obtaining. Yung ina-encapsulate po niya kasi yung technology transfer. Kasi yung aming mga incubatees, they obtain technologies from us, and they in turn they create itong tinatawag po nating sustainable enterprises out of it. So, yun, dun po talaga nabuhay or nanggaling yung ADEPT TBI. In terms of our accomplishments, according dun sa sinabi nating indicators kung ano yung nagpapa-successful sa isang incubator. So, currently, nakapag-transfer na po kami ng total of 12 na technologies. We were able to transfer noong 2021 to 2022 cycle namin 7 food processing technologies. And for our year 2, we were able to transfer 5 technologies po. But this is a mixture of food processing technologies and technologies with actual farm level applications. So for our year 2 kasi medyo iniba namin yung approach namin, hindi lamang food processing technology na kundi pati yung mga technologies with farm level applications. And also through our incubatees, we were able to deliver a total of 40 plus training sessions na katulad ng binanggit ulit ni Ma'am Edsel kanina, na tailor-fitted po talaga itong mga training sessions na to, depende dun sa need at sa pagkaka-assess po natin dun sa ating mga incubatees during their application stage. So, and third is that ito yung isang proud kami, yung mentoring sessions po talaga namin. We take pride on how we structure yung aming mga mentoring session and how we deliver them. Kasi hindi lang po siya basta-basta talagang okay, mag-set tayo ng session, but meron kaming mga certain stages na binibigay itong mga ito at in-ensure namin na yung mga mentors na kinukuha po namin are of really have industry experience and also the educational background to effectively mentor itong aming mga mentees. And we also push through and give rigor, especially sa pag-deliver ng mentoring sessions on pitching, business pitching. So ito po talaga yung pinagtutuunan po namin ng pansin. Nagka-conduct din po kami ng mga ng pitching sessions pala for our incubatees, and ito yung magandang feedback din, especially from a regional office kasi nakikita po nila yung ownership ng aming mga technology takers dun sa mga ina-adapt po nilang technology kasi they present their own plans and how they view itong mga technologies po natin. And through these pitching sessions, nakakuha po kami ng over 10.5 million na grant funds na po for 4 incubatees that we have. So ito talaga yung tinatry namin i-inculcate na skill sa aming mga incubatees.
Congratulations, Sir Pat. Ganun na din sa buong ADEPT TBI team at maging sa buong DACVRC sa inyo pong mga accomplishments. Ngayon, since we're talking about accomplishments, yung mga naging tagumpay ng ating mga project. Kanina nga, sabi ni Engineer Edsel, may dalawa daw paraan para malaman kung naging matagumpay yung ating project. Number 1, it's through implementation. So, naging matagumpay po ang inyong implementation. Now, let's focus on the second level na sinabi ni Ma'am Edsel kanina. Yung kung nakatulong ba talaga tayo sa mga incubatees. Can you tell us more about ano po yung naging epekto? Paano nabago yung buhay? Paano naging beneficial sa ating pong mga incubatees yung natapos po ninyong project, sir?
So right now, no, ayoko naman maging conclusive talaga doon sa i-share ko pa. Kasi yun nga, yung impact usually talaga ng mga technology business incubators, makikita natin from year 3 onwards. No? But then, we would like to believe, no, for instance, so one incubate, si KTCM Enterprise mo, owned by Miss Reina de Guzman. No? She was previously sole proprietor po talaga siya and single mom. And then previously, nung before the pandemic, she was selling different pasulubong products no in Nueva Vizcaya, specifically in Aritao. And yun yung ginagawa niya. But then the pandemic came, natigil po talaga yung business niya no kasi doon natin nalaman na nung pandemic highly dependent po pa talaga yung ganong industry, especially ng mga tao sa Vizcaya, sa mobility ng tao. And so she was highly affected during the pandemic. And nung nag-ease na po yung ating restrictions due to the COVID virus, no, doon po siya naghanap ng opportunities, no? And then nakita niya yung aming promotions offered at FTBI and nakita niya na nag-apply po siya. And then during our application period, katulad na nabanggit ko na kinikilala po talaga namin yung mga nag-a-apply po sa amin. And nakita namin na malapit nga po siya dun sa NFAT or yung Vizcaya Agricultural Terminal na alam na po naman po natin na talaga bagsakan ng mga gulay po natin. And she was actually involved during the pandemic for sa iba't ibang sagip buying initiatives. No? And she was partnered with the TTI, with the DOST. No? So nakita natin yung magandang spin or story na ma-match po talaga in terms of sa access to resources. So, nai-partner po natin siya dun sa pinapromote natin that time na yung Pakulay food products. And actually, through the I would like to believe nga na parang mas malaki pa yung naitulong niya doon sa ating technology kumpara dun sa naibigay natin sa kanya. No? But then, na-promote po kasi talaga natin yung technology natin during that time produce po tayo ng madaming batches po ng ating pakulay, yung dehydrated vegetable products po natin. And ayun, na-provide po talaga siya ng employment. Although ang ginawa po kasi namin that time ay shared use facility po siya. No? So katulad nung binanggit natin na ang TBI nagbibigay po talaga ng access sa mga ganong klaseng mga equipment, facilities. So gumamit po siya ng shared use facilities natin, yung ating vacuum fryer. And meron po tayong nakatoka po talaga na isang tao na nag-handle ng mga processing na po niya. No? But then, nabago din po natin yung ating buhay ng ikibiki natin kasi mas nakilala po talaga siya dahil sa Pakulay na invite po siya sa iba't ibang mga activities po ng ating mga agencies no bilang focal person na magamit ko na din yung focal person or someone na knowledgeable about processing ng vegetable products po natin. I-invite po siya ng DTI and recently na-awardan din po siya ng isa sa mga outstanding rural women in agriculture no dahil sa efforts po natin sa incubator and of course yung activities natin through the Pakulay no. So isa po yun.
I'm sure na if we only have the luxury of time, siguro si Sir Pat hindi mauubusan ng kwento at dami ng mga papangalanan ng mga successful na incubatees with their successful implementation ng ATBI. Now, as we head toward the end of our first episode, kami sa DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, kami po ay masayang-masaya kapag mas marami po yung aming mga napopondohan, natutulungan ng mga implementing agencies kagaya ng DACVRC. Now, in connection to that, Ma'am Etzel, what would be your message po sa ating pong mga R4D partners?
Gusto din natin sa DA Bar na i-push na talagang yung ATBI, maging modality talaga siya. Siya yung maging main modality ng mga DA Regional Field Offices para mag-transfer ng technology. Pero before that, kailangan talaga natin ng commitment from the top management. Kasi syempre, kung titingnan mo kasi yung intervention kasi ng TBI, hindi kasi siya talaga forever. So, at a certain point, kailangan na maging sustainable din nung program. doon sa mismong implementing agency. Although si BAR naman, tayo naman hindi naman tayo titigil sa pag-support, pero yun nga, kailangan talaga ng commitment kasi meron tayong ibibigay, meron din sila dapat itataya, 'di ba? So yun. And siguro yung pangalawa kasi, ang goal kasi talaga natin, 'di ba, parang i-transform as entrepreneurs yung ating mga farmers and fisher folks. So gusto kasi natin mas integrated sila sa value chain, hindi lang sila suppliers, hindi lang sila producers. So yun yung ina-inculcate kasi ng ATBI program. So, dun sa mga regional field offices na wala pang ini-implement na ATBI program, siguro they can schedule a meeting with us para ma-discuss namin ano ba yung mga pwede nilang ma-access na mga funds and ano ba yung mga kailangan nilang gawin para makapag-implement ng isang ATBI program. And yun nga, proud din kami sa DA-BAR talaga na yung pilot natin talaga sa DA Regional Field Office ay si Region to talagang, although may struggle talaga sa simula, pero na-implement kasi talaga nila ng maayos. So, pag may mga bagong projects, talagang sinasabi namin mag-benchmark kayo dito sa Region 2. Kasi yung mga SUCs, mayroon kasing certain level ng difference sa implementation. So, ayun. Yun, parang change of mindset ba? Hindi lang kasi siya change of mindset sa level ni RFOs, change of mindset din siya sa level ng mga farmers and fisher folks.
Ngayon, punta naman tayo kay Sir Pat. Naabot tayo nga ang ngiti kanina. No? Sir Pat, sa perspective naman bilang isang researcher, at katulad din ng sinabi ko kanina, kayo po yung kumbagay may direct exposure sa atin pong mga magsasaka, sa ating mga mangingisda. What would be your message first to your co-researchers? And then secondly, or most importantly, I must say, doon sa ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda, para magtiwala at maniwala sila sa sistema ng ATBI, eventually, matulungan natin sila. What would be your message, sir?
For our researchers, I encourage everyone to continue to innovate po. Kasi yun po talaga. And yun din yung na-realize din kasi namin as TBI, Kasi without the researchers, wala din pong TBI kasi we would not be able to promote any technology without them, So we encourage everyone to continue to innovate not just for the TBI but also for our farmers, Kasi there are a lot of opportunities, that we are waiting out there, and it's just a matter of tapping into it and maybe sometimes looking at into these opportunities at a different perspective, para makita natin may bago pala pa tayong pwedeng gawin. So yun, and for our farmers, ang aking masasabi lang po, join an incubator, Hindi lang po yung Adept TBI. If meron po talagang incubator near you, join them or at least learn more about their services, Kasi ang TBI naman po hindi lang po talaga siya isang facility where you can get access to machineries, equipment, mentoring, Sa akin ang pinakamagandang may bibigay po talaga ng technology ay ng Technology Business Incubator, pagpasok nyo doon, it's actually a door of opportunities. Kasi marami pong network at mga taong makikilala kayong sa loob ng incubator system na makakatulong po sa inyo. Hindi lang po yung mga mentors na ino-offer namin, hindi lang po yung mga partners namin, kundi yung mga kapwa ng incubatees. Madami din po kayong matututunan sa kanila. So
there muli, maraming salamat. First, Engineer Edsel, marami pong salamat sa pagbabahagi po ng napakaraming impormasyon para patuloy nating mahikayat yung ating mga R4D partners na kilalanin, eventually subukan ang ATBI. At ganoon din po kay Sir Pat. Maraming salamat all the way from Cagayan. Talagang naglaan ng oras para samahan po tayo sa balitaktakang ito. Maraming salamat, Sir Pat, at pagbati sa buong Adept TBI team at gayon na din sa buong DA CVRC. At dyan po nagtatapos ang kauna-unahang episode ng ating Research Talk. Nawa ay subaybayan pa po ninyo ang mga susunod pang episode ng ating Research Talk para patuloy po nating matutunan at malaman ng iba't ibang programa ng DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. Muli, maraming salamat po, pagbati at pagpalain. Thank you so much, Engineer Edsel. Thank you so much, Sir Pat.